function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Leaders of men.
G'day, my name's Nick and welcome to Leaders of Men. It's no secret that society yearns for legitimate male role models. So I speak to men that are forging a pathway to a healthy, integrated masculinity. Today I have the absolute pleasure of chatting to Tim Morrison. Tim's a men's leadership and embodiment coach. He's also a multi-instrumentalist and gifted shamanic somatic bodyworker who uses sacred sound and breath to create transformational spaces, guiding people back home to their truth. It's a beautiful conversation that touches on vulnerability and masculinity and authenticity, and it's a beauty. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, Tim Morrison, welcome, brother. Thanks for being here.
What is going on, my man? Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you as number one on the Leaders of Men series. So, looking forward to it. Let's jump straight in. What does masculinity mean to you?
This is a great question, and I think it's a question that's been redefined of late as we're stepping into this new era, this new consciousness, and these old stories, this old paradigm of the masculine, of like control, of force, of that domineering energy is all starting to fall away. And I like to look at it within the realms of the masculine energy and the feminine energy, and having an integrated energetic system within a man, and how does that look like for them within their own unique blueprint, and how can we start to embody more of the divine masculine traits? Like, how can we create more safety through our presence? How can we become more grounded? How can we stay more centered? How can we be more deliberate with our actions and more conscious with our actions, and be more purposeful and intentional with every single thing that we do? And I think in these realms of masculinity, we're really stripping away all these layers, all these blockages, all these parts of ourselves that have been falling way to immature aspects of ourselves, where we're still running around as boys in men's bodies. And I think masculinity today is still under somewhat threat by different ideologies that are being placed upon men of how they should be, how they should act, and all of that. But I am very, very positive about the future for men and masculinity, with the amount of brothers like yourself that are stepping up into this arena to come together in unity as a collective and really redefine what masculinity looks like for men.
Yeah, beautiful, man. It's exactly why this idea came to mind, because as a society, we're looking for role models. We're looking for masculine leaders to stand up, and everything that we've known in the past has kind of been pushed away. And it's like, okay, we're not allowed to be like that. So what are we meant to be like? And this is why Leaders of Men is a thing, because we need guys like you to, as role models, to be like, okay, that's the direction that we want masculinity to go. Beautiful, brother. If you had a 12-year-old son, what is the most significant thing he needs to know?
Great question, brother. If I had a 12-year-old son, I would teach him about himself, about his body. I would teach him about his sexuality, how his cock is sacred, how his energy is sacred, sexual energy is sacred. I would teach him self-defense, dedication, commitment, how to look after himself, how to treat women, how to honor the feminine, how to embrace his emotions, how to channel and work with his emotions. I would teach him about finding joy in life. I would teach him about finding purpose and passion, how to be present right now, how to connect with his body, how to be physical with his body in an expressive, healthy way. Yeah, I think there'll be lots of things I would love to teach a 12-year-old boy, and I would start teaching and guiding him into a rite of passage or an initiation in preparation mode for what was to come in the years ahead of him. Yeah. And how to love himself. I teach him how to love himself. Yeah. And how important and how worthy he is. Yeah. But most of all, I think I'd want him to know that I was always there for him. No matter what was there, no matter what came up for him, or no matter how much trouble he thought he was going to get into, that it was a safe space for him to connect with me and to talk to me. Yeah.
What a man he would be. What is your deepest desire?
My deepest desire. My deepest desire is to live my life with full expression, unchained, just doing what I love, full of passion and purpose, to be of service and to guide others to come back into their own truth and be who they are in whatever avenue that looks like for them. Yeah.
Do you think you're living that at the moment?
I do. And my desire changes from time to time, depending on what day of the week or what I'm going through. But on the whole, yeah, man, I feel blessed. I feel blessed that I'm able to live my life how I'm living right now. And I was reflecting with my partner recently, Sammy, about doing some future visioning things, and reflecting on how the life that we're living now, where we'd envisioned 3-4 years ago, doing exactly what we had envisioned to a T. I think bar maybe one or two things. So it's very grateful, very blessed. Yeah.
It's a side effect of doing the work that you do, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, man. When you choose to be in that path and accept life in all of its glory that it offers you, and it comes with its challenges, comes with its difficulties, but also comes with a lot of blessings as well. And I reached a point in my life where I just couldn't keep living how I was living, and was causing too much pain in me, physically, in my body, and mentally as well. And it's possible. Beautiful. It's possible to live your life how you want to live it. Yeah.
What is your most profound pain in this moment?
My most profound pain in this very moment. Recently, my partner had a miscarriage, and witnessing the grief and rolling with the grief, how that wanted to come through and express through my body, and allowing that grief to be a portal to open me up into a deeper place within myself, to find a deeper level of love, of compassion, and to a deeper place that I've never accessed before. And what that has left in its wake is this, huge capacity to hold. And that is my most profound wound in this very moment.
Yeah, it's one of the beautiful things about what you share on Instagram is your utmost truth. And I read that recently, that is what you guys were going through. And there's this vulnerability and this openness and this willingness to share your pain, to show men and to show others that actually it's okay to feel deeply. But I really appreciate you sharing that with honesty, man.
Man, it's interesting, bro. So like after I'd written that post, I had, a lot of men reach out and say, they felt like they were never able to express their feelings to their partner. They didn't know how to share their feelings with the partner. They didn't know how to hold their partner. And I was like, man, there's such a massive gap. Because, like 1 in 4 women will experience a miscarriage. And, if the man is staying by the side, then that's still a huge number of men that are going through the same. And as men, that we can't ever really know what it's like for a woman to be pregnant, to hold a soul in their being, but allowing ourselves to feel as deeply as we can, and to hold them through that. And I think it's a powerful thing, man, to be vulnerable, to share your truth. And I think there's like a gap, right? There's a difference between sharing your truth and your vulnerability to just dumping all your stuff onto social media for validation and things like that. And I've one of my focuses when I do share quite vulnerable things is that I share when I'm out of the experience, not when I'm in the midst of it, when I've already found my own truth or my own medicine from that wound that was laying there for me. Because oftentimes you can get people's advice, or they can imprint you with their own stories or whatever, and it can affect your own understanding of it when you're still in the midst of it. And I think some people can get mixed up with what true vulnerability is really about. And it's a powerful place as well, because it opens a lot of transparency. And I think when you are in roles of leadership, or in the teacher role, people can at times project that you have all your shit together, like nothing ever happens to you, like your life is perfect. And my life has had such intense things that have gone through, and that's something that I've had to accept about my chosen soul path is one of initiations and intensity, and roll with that. But I think it's important to be able to share the humanness, the human side of you, in however you feel comfortable in doing that. And I think it really offers people permission for themselves to express in a way, or to find their own words of how they want to express. And sometimes you'll say something in a certain way that will unlock something within them that allows them to speak their truth. So yeah, I think it's powerful, man. Yeah.
And it's exactly this, the reason behind Leaders of Men is to show or to highlight to others that actually men don't have all their shit together, despite what it may seem from the outside. There is still pain, and there is still vulnerability, and there is still shadow and all of these things, but it's showing that there's a way to express it in a healthy way, and there's a way to actually just embody it and to learn from the medicine that resides within it. So
100%. Yeah, for sure.
When was the last time you were out of integrity?
Last time I was out of integrity. Last time I was out of integrity. This is an amazing question, man, because this is like one of my highest values of everything, and it's everything that I hold so dear. And I was trying to think when the last one. Yeah, the last one that I felt I was out of integrity was talking to someone that was coming from my shadow rather than my own authentic self. And I'd reached a point where my cup was so empty. I just felt like everyone was just trying to take from me. And I just reached this point where I wasn't able to speak clearly or authentically. And when I get into those states, like my shadow self will come in to try to protect, right? It'll come into what he thinks is protecting, and will speak in a way that is generally out of integrity, that can manipulate or try and shift the needle of truth to make it more about the other person than myself. Yeah, that was the last time I was out of integrity for that. And it's one of those ones, man, where like ended up speaking back to this person and vocalizing and apologizing and saying, I'm so sorry for how I spoke. That wasn't my intention. Got a lot going on right now. And then clearing it up that way as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a profound piece of the sacred masculine. And to create that polarity, but it's such a difficult thing to be so 100% all the time in integrity. So the piece of it is to own up and to take ownership of those times when you do slip out of integrity.
Yeah. Is an interesting one, man, right? Because like, so integrity, to be in integrity, right? So your mind, your actions, like everything is all in alignment, right? It's huge pole of the masculine, but it really depends on what your core beliefs and values are. So you could be in integrity with what you're doing, but to somebody else, you could be completely out of integrity based on what their beliefs and values are. And then we have shared or collective or societal beliefs and values that, you know, seem to interlinked, and that's what seems to be in integrity for like the collective as well. You know? So it's an interesting one, man, because I found like with the shadow of integrity, and like you said, like it's very hard to be in integrity every single moment, especially when you are, you know, finding your way. But the shadow of integrity is, you know, when you're always seeing other people out of integrity and you're getting really churned up, that every single person that you're like, oh, you're out of integrity, and you're trying to be like the integrity police. And really, like, there's this visceral reaction, this triggering reactions, because there's a part of you that is or has been out of integrity that you are projecting onto the other person. So the one person that's out of integrity is yourself. So it's always using that as a reflection, you know. And I think there's like a lot of people that are being called into integrity. I feel like the old masculine paradigm, the old masculine structures are being like dissolved, both in men and women, and what that's bringing up is highlighting and illuminating all the areas in our life that we are not in integrity. And yeah, it's huge, man. You know, like I love getting people into like integrity checklists, just like go through the whole life of like, you know, is what you're doing in integrity with your beliefs and values? And a lot of the time it's a no, you know, like their work isn't in integrity, their like relationships aren't, or their home life isn't, where they live isn't. And yeah, it's amazing, man. It's good. A great question, brother. Great question.
And even just simply, are you in integrity with yourself, with your word? Like when you say, I'm going to do something, and then you don't do it.
Oh, man.
It's such an easy one to slip up on.
Bro,
but
I
most
think
important
that is like one. Bro, I think that is one of the biggest ones for men, is staying true to your word. Like, are you a man of your word? Are you going to say you do? Are you going to do what you say that you do? That's huge, man. And, you know, I'll get a lot of questions from women and women clients asking, like, how, you know, can I help my man, or how can I help men, you know, stay true to their word? And I think that's something that has been lost along the way. And I think that has been born through like a lot of disloyalty within the masculine in men, and it's caused them not to want to stay true to their word. And I think some people just don't know what it's like to be held accountable anymore. Like they get away with anything They say what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you most afraid of?
What am I most afraid of? I think right now, what I'm most afraid of is not leaving the impact and legacy that I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what's really pushing me forwards as well.
Mm. It's a beautiful segue into the next question, which is, what is it you are creating?
Creating a movement for men to come into their own leadership, to lead in whatever capacity that looks like for them, helping men release, emotions, guilt, shame, any blockages that are stopping them from reclaiming their power, helping men step up into leadership roles and creating a space where men are held, men feel safe, they feel secure, where they can just be men, and really imprinting in a world that is safe for women and children as well. And I really see like men having their own circles all over the world, small circles where they can create deep connection, deep bonds, where they can really, create their own movement within their own field, within their own community, within their own town or city. And I want to create like a big legacy, so helping each generation move through, teach them, the ways of the men, of what it means to be a man, of how to treat women, how to honor the feminine, all that kind of stuff. Like create a big movement with that.
Powerful, man. What would you like to be known for?
I'd like to be known for having a big heart, for being true to my word, for being a man of integrity, a man of truth, a man of power. I'd like to be known as a man that will lead you into your greatest truth and activate you there.
You're doing pretty well so far, mate.
Thanks, brother.
What would you love for men to know with every fiber of their being?
I'd like them to know that it's okay to feel what you're feeling, that it's okay to go through what you're going through, that it's okay to be a man. You don't need to apologize for being a male. There is a deep gift within you that is waiting for you to receive it, for you to activate it, for you to embody it. And I want men to know that you are so divinely supported on this path that every single thing that you were scared of, that you were fearing, on the other side of that is freedom and liberation. And you'll be loved, you'll be held through the process. And that there are other men that have gone before you that are standing on the other side with their arms wide open, ready to embrace you in this new way of being. And that it's okay to let go of the past, and the burden that you're carrying is not yours to carry anymore. And the time of the lone wolf is over. And now we need to come together. We need to embrace, come into unity, collaboration, and rise up. Support each other, love each other, challenge each other, and just be brothers.
Fuck yeah. Amazing, man. That's the 10 questions. So that
Dope.
is really beautiful responses. If you'd like to now share, what programs and what you've got offering,
Mm-hmm.
and then where people can find you, I'll put in the info, but just give people a heads up on your latest workshops and the concerts you've got coming up.
Awesome, thanks, brother. So in Perth, got the Invictus 8-week program for men. It's full at the moment. Starts March 2nd. So it's going to be the only one for the year. Possibly maybe having one later in the year. But for the men that are in the online space, I do have an online program that is launching really soon. And I have a launch waitlist. So if you want to be first in to get that, then you can put your email list in. There is a 3-month online program coming in. There's a mentorship program coming in. And there's also a facilitator training beginning as well. So if you are wanting to dive deeper into men's work, if you are wanting for your own growth, or if you are wanting to step into your own leadership role within men's work, hit me up, get in touch, because this movement's going to blow up. It's going to be massive. And I'm really excited to be sharing this wisdom and medicine with men everywhere.
Amazing, brother. And your next Soul Flight, when's that happening?
Oh, Soul Flight, yeah. Forget about Soul Flight, my baby Soul Flight. Soul Flight, we run monthly, sometimes 5 weekly. So we so in person, it's just in Perth, but we have an online option. So we actually invested in this during COVID, man. We invested in this amazing high quality equipment to bring through like high definition sound. So the sound quality that you get is just next level. It's incredible, man. So we get that happens like monthly, every 5 weeks. So it's called Soul Flight Ceremony, which is a cacao ceremony, some breath, and the big part is the sacred sounds. So I'm a multi-instrumentalist, play a bunch of different instruments. I loop them up like a channel as well. So I speak light language, light codes, channel the music from the earth, from the star people, and from the people in the room, and just take on a really deep journey back into yourself. So that's an amazing one, man. We've sold out every single Soul Flight we've had for 4 years now, and it's an absolutely amazing journey, man. So yeah, come along if you are feeling it. Yeah,
if you haven't heard Tim's music, it is really something special. So make sure you get on board that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, brother.
And have an epic day, man.
You too, bro.